All right, guys, welcome back. GSL Code S, greatest show on Earth. Well, as you see, our Terran players so far winning these matches. Some nice matches, though. A lot to learn from, I think, in both these matches. Very good play from pretty much everyone. Some mistakes here and there.
Yeah, definitely like the overall play, the ideas behind Crater's play were good, but he just did not execute today in that first matchup. We're going to see him later in that PvP matchup up against Panic, but I definitely did enjoy the second matchup a little bit better. It was closer. Panic showed a very interesting build in Game 2, just punishing Bomber for what he was doing. And overall, I'd say Bomber looked a little bit better, but we'll have to see how he does here as well in a different matchup. TVT up against Innovation, the guy we've been touting as definitely the best player in the group here.
Yeah, certainly he is. I think no one can deny that, but Bomber has like one of the best TVT win rates ever. Thing is, a lot of that is against lower quality opponents than Innovation has played against. So I don't want to like lean back on that and be like, well, his win percentage is so good that I think he can win. Well, he can win. Bomber can win. He's very good at the matchup despite what I just said. But Innovation you have to put down as a favorite. Innovation is a bit of a better player than Bomber. I don't want to say like hugely better, but I mean, is Innovation not top 2 Terran in the world for the last couple years?
Yeah, I'd say the form of Innovation is definitely on a different level compared to Bomber, but Bomber, he showed some good games today. Maybe he's coming out of that kind of dip in his form. Maybe he's getting back up there on this newer team, you know? With the new sponsor and everything. We're going to jump into Bonnie Research Station as the first map.
Cool. Let's do it, guys. Good map.
First time we've seen it tonight.
Yeah. Here we go. I don't know. In the bottom center of Bonnie, it is the old school pro.
SBENU Bomber.
It's been a pro for a very long time. 8-ish years.
One of our oldest pro gamers.
Yeah, I think
like
he's
27.
actually the oldest in Code S, I believe.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And up here in the north, in the blue, our other Terran player.
SK Telecom T1 Innovation.
I miss the days of Nesty being around where he was like, he's even older than me and still playing. I'm like, damn, you're good. I miss Nesty.
I guess he's still trying, right?
He's still super good.
Was,
he's like still really, he's a pro gamer level. He's just, I mean, StarCraft 2 has become ridiculous. I don't know how much he's actually training nowadays. I have no info on that, but yeah. Anyways, here we are, both players grabbing that gas first, meaning that they want to go ahead and get into their tech very, very quickly.
Yeah. And I like it for the map. Especially Bonnie Research Station, you get that backdoor base. Definitely very weak to a lot of aggressive plays like drops that can come in the back.
Yeah, it's a very droppable map. Even though it's like kind of at the same time easily defensible in some ways. For instance, your natural expansion is behind you in your main base. So there's one ramp that you have to defend against ground attacks. Thing is, it's still like a large surface area. It's a very long area from your main base into your expansion base. And that makes it easy for your opponent to drop and for you to miss where that drop is coming in.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to be out of position here against drops. So I like that they're both going kind of for the tech route because of that.
Yeah, I think it made sense. I like it as well. And we'll see both players drop down the factory once again. Very, very early, right after that barracks. The only player who scouts here is Innovation, and he sees that the factory comes down at the same timing as him. He can assume that it's also gas first.
Yeah, and indeed he can. And it's always very interesting to me in mirror matchups who scouts and when, because you know it's really easy to time out what your opponent is doing. If you go down and scout. For instance here, right, Bomber has more minerals now because he didn't scout, but Innovation has more information. So Bomber has to kind of guess or do a catch-all build, or just ignore all that and do something very powerful. Those are his 3 options. Whereas Innovation has taken a little bit of a mineral dump in scouting that SCV, but can now react very appropriately. He can decide, okay, do I want to get a quick Raven to defend against any possible cloaked units? Do I want to go directly into cloaked units and possibly punish him because he won't have, many Marines or something like that? And so it gives him more options, really, for that sacrifice of the Scout.
Yeah. And it seems like the choice for Innovation is going to be Fast Banshee. He takes both gas, going to see Cloak. So really looking to put on that harass damage, kind of play a Maru style. Maru loves his Banshees.
Indeed.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I love Maru TVT where he just makes Banshees nonstop. It just, time after time, a Banshee flies on the map, and it's like, okay, you had to use a scan, and I killed 2 SCVs. Pretty decent.
And here comes my next one.
Yeah.
I hope you're ready.
I hope you're not dropping mules.
Yeah.
Or I hope you are dropping mules.
Because after the 3rd one, you're like, okay, it should be over, right? No. Number 4 and 5 coming at the same time at 2 of your bases.
So, by the way here, what we do see is that Bomber is kind of doing a little bit of a catch-all build, like he's doing some harassment here with this quick medevac drop.
Yeah. It's almost like with his drop, he also gets a decent scout on what you're doing a little bit later.
Very
while
well
putting on the aggression.
That's exactly it. But because of this, like, Innovation in some ways is in a good spot because he has like a Cloak Banshee already outgoing. Now, Innovation is a little bit out of position here, and this could be tough.
Oh, the Widow
boy.
The Widow
Oh!
What?
Well,
those Marines are super low now.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at that.
Well, it looks like Bomber has chosen his strategy well.
He's chosen the right build, Artosis.
He certainly has. It worked out perfectly for him. And
it's going to do nothing. Banshee goes down. That's it. That's it. That's game.
Now this is really interesting. This is like a good little lesson about what scouting is and whatnot. I can't believe Innovation is even.
Yeah, he is salty, man.
Remaining.
He is so salty.
Yeah. Look at that. He even scanned to kill his opponent's Widow Mine with his Widow Mine. It's so cute. Okay, anyways, GG. Yeah, 5 spite of 48. Please out. Okay, so this is really interesting because Innovation scouted what was going on, decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go quick Cloak Banshee and harass you. Now, Bomber, he just went, it was exactly what you said, like his little bit of aggression with his kind of catch-all build was his scout.
Yeah.
But now this map in particular, it has such a wide drop distance. If this was a different map, the positioning of Innovation's units would have actually caught that coming in a lot quicker.
The Widow Mine specifically.
But he dropped so far to the side because of the map that it became hard for Innovation to actually catch that. It wasn't that Bomber's build was like a perfect counter to Innovation's build. It's that he dropped into a smart location. That little edge with those couple of Hellions mixed into his army really helped him out.
Such a great build for the map. I'm really impressed by Bomber's intelligence coming into this series. There's a reason why this guy is so good at this matchup. We were talking about how a lot of it is from the older days. He's got some weaker opponents, yada yada, whatever. But that was a sick, straight up great build for the map, and it took Innovation by surprise and it won him a game.
Yeah, very well done. It's great to see. So. Going into map number 2, it's going to be Overgrowth. This is a much more standard map. On a map like this, if they both did those same builds, I would give the edge to Innovation because it's going to be easier to catch those drops. But we'll see. There's so many builds in this matchup. There's so many different strategies that you can use. Have to see who wants to scout, who gets aggressive, who stays defensive.
Innovation definitely salty after that loss. See if he can use that frustration and come back in the series. Jumping to the game right now, game number 2, the winner's match.
Down in the bottom left, winning with an excellent strategy in that previous game.
SBENU Bomber.
SBENU. I'm getting used to that word. I'm liking it more and more.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I called it SBENU. I don't know why. It's not correct. Up here in the top right, in the blue, He is.
SK Telecom T1 Innovation.
All right. So, have to wait a little bit and see what these guys want to go for.
Yeah. Overgrowth, not really the same kind of map as you were saying. I think it's definitely viable to not go for gas first.
Yeah, it's like one of the maps where this is like more like the old school maps that we used to have in StarCraft 2. More recently in StarCraft 2, maps have had the bases kind of more out in the open, a little bit easier to harass, which has kind of changed the way that people play. So that we see things like more early drops or more early Banshees to fly in there and utilize like basically exactly what we saw in the last game, which was Bomber dropping in an area that Innovation wasn't ready for. Now this map, your base is a little bit more in the corner, a little bit easier to stop. So Bomber's choosing to, in fact, go for a later gas, which means maybe he doesn't want to go for quite as quick a drop, something like that.
Yeah. And we actually see Bomber this time as the guy who scouts. He's going to get the information.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's scouting and going straight into a Reaper. So that Reaper's going to help him to scout some as well.
Yeah. Once again, just the ultra-safe build from Bomber.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. Definitely a player that's very confident in his TVT. And he said he practiced a lot for GSL. He's really prepared this season. Yeah. I really actually do hope that these two Terrans move up. These are like two fantastic Terrans to have in the tournament. Just make it more exciting, you know?
Yeah. I'd say after Bomber's last performance, I kind of underrated him coming into this series, but after seeing his play today, I think he's definitely improved a lot, and I'm very impressed. I think he's got a much better chance than I originally perceived.
Yeah, like, I was torn between saying Panic and Bomber coming in today, because I haven't really gotten to see enough of either of them recently. Like, everyone in the world is going to say Innovation gets out of this group, but still, I think it's a little bit undecided. Like, I think that Panic definitely has potential to come up, and if Creator actually closed his holes, he would have done fine against Innovation. He's just got to close his holes.
He's just got to close up all those holes, man.
Yeah.
It's the first step.
He was not waterproof, right?
So porous.
Yeah. He was so porous. Oh, man.
It's like being extremely pregnant. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
Ooh. Doesn't see much.
No, that Reaper didn't really do much at all. That's too bad. It was a good catch.
Innovation not porous.
No, certainly not. Innovation is like a marble. Creator was like a sponge.
Yeah.
I don't know why marble came to mind as something not porous, but
that was a very interesting choice.
Yeah. My brain works a little bit different now. Like, a little girl plays with marbles. Marbles are now something I think about. Some Play-Doh, you know, there's
Play-Doh.
All sorts of toys. Crayons. Crayons are all over my house.
Do you like crayons, Artosis?
Oh, they're okay. They're less messy than markers, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's true. Except when you step on them and they get all over the place.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but like sometimes markers are hard to get out of things, like furniture.
Yeah.
That can be annoying. Well, we do have Cloak on the way here for Innovation. He's going to be trying to get some harassment done while setting up his expand, but Bomber already has some good missile turret placement. Really good missile turret placement. In fact, really nice place. Put that Widow Mine. Might be like one step to the right more than it should be.
See if he notices who's just out of the range.
Yeah, I think he did notice. Sick micro against that depot.
Yeah.
Innovation's such a tryhard.
Oh, man. That's actually really nice. Yeah. You know, he already committed to do Banshees and Cloak, so you have to find some damage to it. And he already has done some technical damage with the 3 missile turrets that have to come down. You know, maybe Bomber saving some scouts just in case. but just little things like that are good too.
That Banshee couldn't have done better. That was really good. He even got out of there.
Oh, and he even gets to scout.
Mayday, mayday! That was really well done. And the second Banshee doesn't lose either. He'll be able to get into position now to prevent this bomber drop from actually doing anything. I kind of like how this has gone for Innovation. He's even taking a very quick third command center as well.
Additional supply depots required.
Bomber was thinking about it, but even a tank here. Maybe try to drop on some of these. So close.
Ooh, I like that placement. That's cool.
Looks like it took some damage, though. It's possible that was from the Banshee as it was
yeah.
as it was loading. So maybe maybe Innovation actually saw that.
We do have that third command center about to finish here for Innovation. Very, very close. In the meantime, Bomber just getting his infrastructure up. He does have more SCVs right now. He did get that quicker expansion by quite a bit, of course, because he went Reaper into expand. Ouch. Okay, he's definitely going to get out of there. You don't want to be losing that medevac.
Banshee comes back around, but it's going to go down.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy there.
Only one kill.
Just out of range. And, well, at least he makes out with one Banshee. Well, maybe not.
Green commentators were like, whoa, he's flying over it. He still got cloaked.
Well, at least he gets another SCV there. Okay, so now what we have is Bomber sitting here with just 2 command centers. He's made a lot of units. His infrastructure is almost completely up. He's just waiting right now on a couple of reactors. So he's going to be basically pumping out a lot of units. He is going to go up in supply. We already see him peaking in supply above Innovation here. You notice that we have like the Innovation is basically the one playing the macro game here. He's made a quicker third command center. He's made the slower engineering bay, but he's made 2 of them. So he's really focusing on the long game. And if he gets there, it's going to be very good for him. But Bomber is going to have a lot of units and a lot of flexibility on being aggressive here. So we do see Innovation. He's floating down, taking a third base that's down his ramp in front.
Yeah, he was going towards the other third, but there were some Hellions over there. Didn't really want to deal with that, so he switches his mind.
Yeah, we've seen this actually a little bit more recently. I think it's like, it gives him a little bit of flexibility in running around, because if your opponent sieges your third and you have to lift that when it's on the other side, I mean, if they...
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's a tough area to break. This is much more wide open for him, so his macro will kick in eventually, and he'll start getting a lot of units. And, you know, maybe he can outmaneuver Bomber because of this, but I feel like Bomber needs to move pretty soon to put on some pressure, because he really sacrificed a lot of his third base economy to have all these units that he has right now.
He finally begins to move out on the map, and if you guys look at army supplies for a second, 75 to 53, that's really where you just see that advantage for Bomber, as you were saying, all the stuff we talked about, where Innovation is really playing for that long game, but he has to hold off this attack. He's going to have combat shields, but this is a very, very strong army for Bomber.
You know what? I think Innovation is going to have 1-1 before Bomber hits. Bomber is taking a really long time to do anything here, and that's a really big deal to be able to get even on upgrades after such a quick +1 from your opponent. So we'll see, what can Bomber get done?
I think he wants to come in now. One Marine going in first, taking the fire at the tanks. Maybe he'll try to go around.
Now, just to mention, this isn't, like, Bomber's third isn't so late that it's an auto loss or something if he doesn't do damage right now, but that's going to be what he really wants to get done. He is moving his whole army over. Going to try to work on these rocks.
This drop is huge, though.
Yeah.
Pulls
really good
all of those SCVs, going to force a tank down even. That's really going to slow down the reinforcements of Bomber getting across the map.
Innovation moving back a little bit. I love the double sensor towers. Keeping most of his units in that Venn diagram center spot.
Oh man,
just moving
huge
Marines.
Tank hits on those Marines. Raven gets pretty low too.
Dude, I love this play from Innovation. Look, he's going to build a second sensor tower here behind. Or it looks like he was going to. Maybe he still will. I would actually really like that because he doesn't have air control. That goes to Bomber, so he needs to know when units are coming so he can not waste too many scans.
Interesting move there from Bomber. One tank, actually, of Innovation was able to see the one tank of Bomber there. He thought he would be able to, you know, siege it with his air control, with the Vikings in the air, but loses a free tank.
Now we do have Bomber moving around to the other side. Ooh, he's actually attacking up into these siege tanks and Marines, but he has so many Marines right now, starting to punch through. And when he wins that Marine battle, it means he can clean up these siege tanks very quickly. Just got to be careful. A little bit of an overcommitment there. Didn't realize so many siege tanks were behind for Innovation.
Yeah, took a huge fight. Innovation is going to have to pull SCVs here, I think, in a second. Yeah. He has so much extra supply right now in SCVs, and Bomber is still ahead in overall supply. And now that third base is being sieged, he's forced to lift it. Bomber, even though he doesn't have much mining there, barely anything, he still does have that third base.
Yeah, this isn't straight up a loss right now for Innovation.
Well,
Bomber definitely took the better fight, but oh god, yeah, losing like 3 tanks like this. Oh, and a 4th tank. Okay, this is getting worse and worse and worse. Like, I'm trying to figure something out here because there's 8 siege tanks against 1. Innovation has more Marines and he has better upgrades in just a second here by 1. So like if he could get any Marine battles going on, that'd be great. But I mean, there's even 10 medevacs against 2. This is so Bomber favored.
He's gonna just try to go for a big split on all of his Marines.
Never ever.
Nope. GG.
Wow. 2-0 by Bomber. Really well done.
Bomber first in the group to get out. And I'm sure all you Bomber fans out there are celebrating.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm really glad to have Bomber going up that round of 16. He's looking like he's in very good form, great shape right now. He's on SBENU, which is becoming more and more of a professional team.
All these SBENU players, especially now Bomber, first it was Myungshik. These guys are coming up and really reaching their true form. Like, I'm loving the play of these guys.
And now that Bomber's in that team house, and this is early Code S, right? This is the 4th group, so we have a long time before he plays again that he will be in a team house once again, which Bomber hasn't been in for quite some time.
Yeah.
So Bomber is only going to get better and better and better. I'm actually getting chills right now thinking about it, because Bomber is, I'm excited. How deep can Bomber go this season?
Bomber's going to get big, man.
This guy is a guy that in the past we thought he was going to be a GSL champ. He's played so well in the past in GSL. He's done so well abroad. He just crushed Innovation 2-0.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit,
That's the most impressive thing to me. Yeah. That he's able to take out a guy like Innovation who has shown some decent TVT in the past, but Bomber, he has gone back to his old form, his true form of TVT. He's like, oh no, I got this easy.
He just totally outmaneuvered Innovation here.
I would still say Innovation takes second in the group, but we thought he was going to get out in first. This is not the way we thought it was going to go.
No, certainly not, but we'll see. There's still 2 Protosses left, and again, like Creator almost had Innovation in 1 game. I think that Panic played pretty well against Bomber. Maybe one of them can challenge Innovation.
Well, let's go into that interview right now, guys, with our first place out of the group winner.
최지성 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
네. 와, 정말
first place of
효과가
Group D
정말
is Bomber.
무섭습니다. 김명식 선수에 이어서 최지성 선수까지 깔끔하게 올라가시게 됐는데 소감 먼저 들어볼게요.
So both you and Myungshik
이렇게
advanced.
짙게 올라갈 줄 저도 예상을 못했는데 오늘 예상외로 경기가 잘 풀렸던 것 같아요.
I didn't predict to advance this easily, but the matches went well for me
경기 하실
today.
줄 알았는데 조금은 일방적이셨어요. 오늘 뭐 10병원까지 갈 필요도 없었죠. 화염차도 잘 쓰셨고 지뢰도 잘 쓰셨고 유령도 잘 쓰시고 못하는 게 없으셨는데 다 자신 있으세요?
Chief Giri predicted a very close match against Innovation, but it was pretty one-sided actually, she says.
이게 창단 효과가 아닌가 그렇게
네.
생각합니다.
참 그 무섭다는 현장에서 더 강한 스타일. 사실 오늘 뭐 지뢰 한 개로도 대박을 내고 유령도 딱 필요한 순간에 EMP도 제대로 쓰고 경기력이 굉장히 올라가 있는 느낌이 들더라고요. 지금 경기력 내가 정말 잘할 때와 비교했을 때 어느 정도인 것 같나요?
그래도 아직 연습 때는 이렇게 실력이 완벽하게 올라온 게 아니라서
네.
근데 뭐 방송 때
During
잘
practice, I
되면
don't feel like
뭐
I'm
그게 제일 좋은 거니까.
perfect yet.
네, 오늘 테란전도 참
But it's more
멋졌지만
meaningful
토스전도
to play well during the
완벽했습니다. 또
broadcast
신선했던
matches.
게 3유령
So I feel
치즈가
really good about
굉장히
my
또
play
오랜만에
today.
본다 사람들이 재밌었다 이렇게 또 반응이 오고 있거든요. 또 좋아하는 플레이이신지 치즈 러쉬와 관련해서는 내가 최고다 이렇게 생각하시나요?
아무래도 이
Do you think that you're
빌드가
good at cheese rushes?
제가 가장 잘 쓰는 빌드이기도 하고 제가 제일 처음 유행시켰던 빌드인데
네.
사실
the
요새는
rush that I
거의
use today
파장되다시피
It's the build that I use the most and I'm
그래도
most
저만의
confident in.
노하우가 있기 때문에 자신감이
It
있어서
really works the best for
오,
me.
정말 치즈와 관련해서 치즈
I
장인이라고
was really
하는 거
confident
알고
in that build today. I
계시죠?
wouldn't actually really
그
call
말에
that
대해서
much of a cheese rush, to be honest.
만족한다 이런 느낌이
That word
있으신가요?
is sometimes overused.
네, 당연히 이런 거는 좋은 거라고 생각해요.
네, 그리고 오늘 멋지게 또 지게 세레모니도 보여주셨는데 정말 화끈했습니다. 계속해서 보여주셔야죠.
Showed us
이번
ceremony
시즌
today,
자신감
dropping that
있으신지
mule.
궁금하네요. 우승까지 목표로
Something
생각하고
we all know
계세요?
Bomber has done far too much sometimes.
네,
in the past.
당연히 프로게이머로서 목표는 당연히 우승이고
So as a pro gamer,
16강
obviously my goal is to become a
조를
champion.
잘 만들어야 될 것 같아요.
오, 이제 조지명 씨 정말
And in
오랜만에
the
뵐
group
수 있을 것
selection, I have to
같습니다.
make a good group
딱히
for myself.
피하는 상대는 없으신가요?
In order to advance to the further rounds.
저는 승현이만 아니면은 괜찮은 것 같아요.
오, 이승현 선수는 어떤 점에서 좀 피하고 싶으세요?
As long as I
스타일이
don't
아무래도
eat life, I don't care who it is that I play against. Wow.
테란전을 잘하기
Some
때문에
real respect
좀
shown.
힘들 것 같아요.
이승현 선수만 아니라면 자신이 있다 이렇게 느껴지는데
Life is really good against Terran players, so it'd be a very hard match if I
만족하고
had to play against
지켜보셨을
them.
것 같습니다. 마지막으로 응원해 주시고 계신 팬분들께 인사 한마디 부탁드립니다.
항상
Any
응원해
final comments
주시는
to your fans?
팬분들께 감사드리고
I feel very
후원사
thankful for the fans.
스베누하고 레드북에 특히
They're always
감사드립니다.
supporting me.
네, 알겠습니다.
And I wanna
선수
thank my
앞으로도
sponsor,
더
SBENU.
멋진 경기도 기대하겠습니다.
That's a great looking jacket, by the way.
네, 자 이렇게
Yeah,
오늘
it's just
기조
a
1위
solid look.
Very
진출자
simple,
스베누
solid
최지성
colors
선수
on the
만나봤습니다.
arm.
자 이어서
Looks good.
GSL
I
200
like it.
Yeah. Right. So Bomber
I'm
wins.
glad we're on the same page
He wins
here.
in fashion.
because-
He wins in play.
Yeah.
Great job from
Him
Bomber.
and Youngstick, man, I'm just looking forward to who else is going to come out of that team out of nowhere and just be like, oh, you're really good once again. Wow.
Maybe
okay.
in a couple seasons,
Could be.
GSL will stand for Global SBENU League. Guys, we'll be right back after this commercial break.